Welcome back, dear viewers. And those reports, the one before and this one, are really interesting. You can see really the difference between how children are educated and as well what everyone is participating to reach everyone around them and keep the peace around. So each year, the International Day of Peace is observed around the world on 21 September. The UN General Assembly has declared this as a day devoted to strengthening the ideals of peace through observation 24 hours of non-violence and ceasefire. He is currently the UNDP Deputy President Representative Program and Operations in Kuwait since September 2018. Khaled, or Mr. Khaled, was Deputy Special Representative Operations in UNDP PAPP in Jerusalem, West Bank and Gaza, during which he also worked on detailed assignments with the UNDP. Also, he served as field officer with the United Nations Transitional Authority UNTAC in Cambodia between 1991 and 1993. So how about we welcome here with honors Mr. Khaled Shahwan, Deputy President Representative of the United Nations Development Program. So hello and good morning, Mr. Khaled.
Good morning to you, and I'm very honored to be with you today.
It is really a pleasure and honor to have you here with us.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about the UNDP. Everybody is asking, what is the UNDP and why is it especially here in Kuwait?
Thank you so much for asking this question. UNDP, let me just highlight the letter D, or the word development.
Yes.
We concentrate on the development and sustainable development. In every country we go, we work with the government on their national plans and try to see how we can, as UNDP, help them in capacity building strategies so that they can have a sustainable development that can help them to have a better future.
Okay.
UNDP was established in November 1965. We are in 177 countries and with more than 21,000 staff.
Wow.
As of September.
So the development plans that the UNDP really put to those countries, I think you said 1965, and that was there was a crash around the world, the economic crash,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
So the development plans that the UNDP really put there and help others. I know, well, this is not in the questions that we had together,
yes.
Mr. Khaled, but I know that a lot of people would be asking, do you take donations? Do you put donations campaign? Or where did that, let's say, budget come from for the development?
Yeah, just to let you know that we have contributions from the countries of the states towards development. And there are also donations for humanitarian, and there are donations for peace.
Yes.
For us, it's all related to development, and we don't take donations, okay? It's contribution from countries related to development of countries themselves. Let me tell you, for example, here in Kuwait, what do we do? We were here since 1963. We go back to 1963.
Wow.
We were under the Ministry of Finance at that time.
Yes, indeed.
Then in the 70s, we became under the Ministry of Planning. After that, in 2014, we came under the General Secretariat of the Supreme Council for Planning and Development, which is the GSSCPD. We get the money of Kuwait for the programs and projects that are related to Kuwait. So in Kuwait context, it's a completely different story. So what we do here in Kuwait is related to Kuwait. Having said so, we have also contributions or, like projects outside Kuwait, which are in partnership with the Kuwait Fund, for example. But it's also related to development, like solar panels needed in some of the countries, or, for example, you need to dig wells or to have, a waste management system. So this is exactly what we normally concentrate on. Development, sustainable development for better future.
Well, this is really great. So that really sheds the lights upon a lot of things. So I know you just told us a little bit of the projects, like a solar system or, let's say, putting the wells. What other projects do the UNDP really do?
Okay. For example, what we do here, because we are in Kuwait, so it's better that I highlight also on Kuwait. Now, for us, we are working hand in hand with our counterpart, which is the GSSCPD. So what happens is that every 4 years or 5 years, we have a plan. This plan is related to the national plan of Kuwait. And it's all also interconnected with the Sustainable Development Goals, the 17 that we all know about, that all agreed upon since 2015 to be achieved by 2030.
Okay.
And there is also a new vision of Kuwait, which is supposed to be achieved by 2035.
Yes.
So all is interconnected. What happens is that for Kuwait, GSSCPD will have initiatives or will have a need for us to intervene in some areas, such as like policy making, strategies, new innovation ideas, solutions, integration. So we sit together, we agree together. If we agree on the concept, we formulate a project document, and it will be financed by Kuwait. And it will be, for example, do you want me to give you some examples?
Please.
Yes. For example, we have, let me tell you two examples. We have Nazaha project.
Yes.
This Nazaha project started in 2018, which resulted in the establishment, hand in hand with GSSCPD and Nazaha, the national strategy of the anti-corruption in Kuwait.
Okay.
The strategy was signed by late Amir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Jaber Al-Sabah in 2019 January, and it was the world was looking into that. So we have now something good for Kuwait, which is globally had helped Kuwait in getting a better rank in transparency and anti-corruption.
Indeed.
Indeed. So there is another project which I am proud of as well, although we are proud of all the projects, which is the Junior Professional Officers Program.
Junior Professional Officers.
Yes. It's Kuwaitis. By the way, it is the first Arab country doing such a project that is globally known about JPOs. So we have established this agreement with Kuwait since 2013. And it was, it materialized after that, and we have so far 35 junior professional officers, Kuwaitis, who were deployed at the United Nations worldwide.
Wow, that 35?
Yeah. 35. Now, the term is 2 years of international exposure to international community, which is the United Nations around the world, for 2 years, subject to another year, if available budget and positions. So now we have 35 who were recruited as JPOs. They either came back and helped the country in development, or they continued with the United Nations. We have so far, as of today, 12 JPOs who continued as United Nations staff.
Well, that's something to be proud of, Mr. Khaled. I know that a lot of us really were wondering, where did that come, or where does it really pour in Kuwait? And these are just 2 of the projects that you're talking about.
Yes, yes, and we have more than 18, and they are really, really important, and they are all interconnected, as I told you, with the SDGs, and at the same time with the national plans of Kuwait and the agenda of 2035 vision of Kuwait.
Well, in the report, we saw a little, at the end of it, that you connect the dots together. Tell me about that.
Yes. In 2018, and due to the reform of the United Nations, UNDP had been asked to have 2 roles. One is an integrator. The other one is to be the backbone of the operations of the UN.
Okay.
As an integrator, we try to link the dots of the goals that we are trying to reach, and at the same time to be an integrator within the United Nations. So we help each other as United Nations in order to work together in projects that can be of benefit for all. Okay, so for example, we have projects with UNODC in Nazaha, we have a project with UNICEF in education, with WHO in health. So this is called integration.
Okay.
At the same time, we have in operations, because of the capacity and the knowledge and experience of the UNDP staff worldwide, we were tasked and asked to be the UN operations backbone of the United Nations system.
That's really good.
So we provide this service for all United Nations that are present in each country. So wherever you go, you will see mostly that UNDP is doing this service for the United Nations community.
A lot of talk was in the 2035 pillar, especially in the economic side and small and medium business, SMEs. And the UNDP really had a big role in that.
Yes. During COVID-19, as you know, there was a big challenge for the SMEs and for the economy and for everything. So we have agreed at that time with our counterpart, GSSCPD, to have what we called at that time hackathon to hack the crisis.
Okay.
So we had hackathon and we had ideathon.
Yes.
The hackathon was for the SMEs in Kuwait, and it was the results were very interesting because we had 2 solutions, one for the supply chain, and one was for the well-being of the Kuwaitis.
Yes.
In addition to that, we have the ideathon, as I told you, with the World Bank, and it was regional, where we had the Arab region involved in this.
Okay.
Okay. So and we had it's related to the public service and how was it affected during COVID-19. And finding solutions for that. Bahrain was a winner, Lebanon was a winner, and Yemen was a winner in that.
Well, that's really great. And firsthand, I have seen the hackathon. It was marvelous. And I know that a lot as well of SMEs, especially small business, have participated and gained a lot.
Yes.
Mr. Khaled, do you have a last word to tell, or do you have any last words to? I know that you wanted to credit someone, right?
Yeah, exactly. Tell you the truth, I mean, here in Kuwait, we have a very good relation with our counterparts. As I told you, it's a very special context, and we work hand in hand with our counterpart, GSSCPD. And in this occasion, I would like to thank the Secretary General of GSSCPD, because he's dedicated, and we see that the ownership of whatever we do with him in Kuwait. And he always says Kuwait deserves the best, and I always also concur with him that Kuwait deserves the best.
Thank you very much, Mr. Khaled Shahwan, and great greetings to Dr. Khaled Mahdi for such a big influence upon us all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks to our guest here today, Mr. Khaled Shahwan, Deputy Resident of the UNDP. And you know something, viewers, this is very important to us. We have to differentiate between each and every part of the United Nations. There are several organizations. Today, we had the pleasure to have the UNDP with us. So how about a quick break? Then continue. Good morning, Kuwait.